Alrighty, we're back. Still got about an hour and a half left to Siege of the Empire here. Stay tuned. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens after the church fiasco of 2009, because that's what year it is in the game world. In case you were curious. Let me go ahead and turn Discord on in here. Boom.
I could have just said, "Fuck it, we'll just go down this one way, and that's it." But I was like, realistically, no. If it's a tunnel system, then, eventually you can lose your bearings.
Dwarves don't know how to navigate tunnels.
I am thankful.
Hill dwarves don't.
I am thankful though in the fact that it was thanks to that grinding that Raka made it to level 5.
Yeah. So you're fucking welcome.
I didn't go that far.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Welcome back.
I hear we're reminiscing on Act 1.
Well, yeah.
Getting lost in the tunnels. And
Brian almost killing me.
Yeah.
Back in the days.
How?
You did it super hard with Wolfroll.
Well, I mean,
Do
Brian almost just killed himself. So
Yeah, no, Raka was devastated because he blew what was basically one of his crowning possessions, the greater healing potion.
Yeah. And then eventually I just give up the character because I wanted to play a different one.
Yeah, fuck you for that too. Don't think that escaped me.
Yeah, but we wouldn't have this interesting plot that we have now.
He's still
if I
somewhere
had
in the
not
world.
created this character.
Don't worry.
Exactly.
Not the
Oh,
end.
Raka?
Yeah. I
Oh,
mean,
man.
Raka's somewhere.
He's adventuring with the Avatar of Psionics.
Melchior. They're having all kinds of adventures. Their
Fun
story's
times.
not done yet, but let's talk about the story going on here right now.
Yeah, really.
So, Petrov, Farron, and Morella, we're going to do a little bit of time hopping. So, we get the camera pans in, right, and we see Farron say, try not to kill anyone else, and they pop out. And Petrov
Just
turns
as
and
they pop
says,
out.
anyone else? And then scene.
And Morella says that too. What do you mean, anyone else?
Hi, it seems that in Chester's pursuits that he was almost caught, so he made a drastic decision. He ended up killing one of the Knight's Guards.
Okay, first, I know Chester well enough to know that technically this is not drastic decision, this is plan A and a half.
You're probably right.
So, he just blatantly murdered someone. Is that what I'm assuming?
I'm sorry, milady.
Well, this
You should
provides
not
us
be
with
sorry.
moral
Be sorry for
conundrum.
Chester for what he has to face.
Exactly what are you planning?
I'm not sure yet.
This is a difficult situation for us all. On the one hand, it is possible that dead man is not permanently dead. Yes, he died in church. It's an excellent place to be no longer dead. Well, if they find him within a minute. Now, apart from that, if we decide to do anything about exacting justice upon Chester, we will have problems with Vi. We have problems with Vi. We have problems more complicated than I wish to plan for.
Yes, I know. I have a feeling. God damn it.
It's good. It's real good. So
It was just right there. I couldn't.
Yep.
So what do you say, Marilla?
We will figure out what to do when they come back.
So, do you guys have any other conversations, or do you guys just hang out? What is the plan for the three of you? Like, is the plan literally to just wait for them to come out, or is there anything proactive you're going to do?
The only proactive thing I can think to do at the moment, since, I mean, this is Mirella's jurisdiction much more than it's mine, is to see if I can secure us a good exit route out of the church, or away from the church.
Sure.
But I'm not sure how much I can do about that. I mean, I can do some scouting. I can maybe shove some carts around to block alleyways if there's convenient material, but apart from that...
Okay. So you voice this to the group, right? And you guys are going to try and plot a good exit route?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, roll I actually think it's going to be investigation. An investigation check just to plot the course, like discover what the best course is to exit the area.
All right.
Damn, there you go. It's a 20, man. Petrov attempts to assist. Yeah, so
Farron does nothing.
No way for me.
yeah, Farron, you're probably like, so you know a little bit more about like what may or may not be going on, right? But yeah, maybe you're the lookout, right? Maybe that's what's going on, is you're the lookout. So I think
Yeah, I'm
Farron,
more close to the...
yeah, I think Farron, roll me a perception check.
Alright.
Right. Yeah. Petrov's like, you see this dog door? We can totally jump right in this thing. Yeah.
Rilla's not super big.
Ah,
You have
perfect.
20 strength.
Thank you. Thank you,
I
Farron.
mean, it's just Olympians are less stronger than her.
It's true. Yeah, she's got a swimmer's body. Let's put it that way.
She's essentially the next Michael Phelps.
Yeah, she's female Michael Phelps, except she swings a sword instead of swimming at inhumanely fast speeds. For great distances, I might add. Farron, this is perfect. Thank you for rolling a 9 on that. So I think you're the lookout, right? And you're like looking at the church and you're looking at the thing, and somebody comes up and taps you on the shoulder. And you turn and look, and it is it's very clearly you know this individual. It's very clearly Lady Marbleshade from the tea party earlier. And I'll remind you, she's the not so bright one.
Okay.
And she says, "Oh, my dear minstrel, it's so good to see you in the pious section of the city. How are you?"
Ah, milady. I give a low, gracious bow.
Sure. She's like, oh, come now. None of that is required.
Well, I was just out for a nice stroll. You know, it's a nice day for it. What brings yourself out here?
She's like, "Oh, well, I came to pray at the temple. But there seems to be some amount of commotion going on. Do you know anything about
really?
it?"
Oh no, this is the first I've heard of it. Do you know what's going on?
She kind of leans in and she motions for you to like bring your head closer.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. And she's like, "I hear there's thieves." And she kind of like blushes a little bit, like and you know, pulls her head away. And she's like, "Yes, I hear they robbed the Church of Sigmar."
Who would do such a thing?
Well, they're obviously not very smart, for one, but it's very dangerous, don't you think?
Oh, I completely agree. You better keep safe then, my lady. Don't want anything happening to you.
Yeah, and I think she like looks at you and smiles, and she like rests a hand like on your arm, and she says, "Oh, I'm sure you wouldn't let that happen, right? By the way, I never caught your name at the gala."
Ah, forgive me, my lady. I'm Fallon McCabe. Pleasure to properly make your acquaintance.
And I think she head nods her head, and she's like, Farron, it's a strong name.
Hi. Where am I from again?
Yeah, and I think she like I think that at that like when you guys are having this conversation, like she probably just links her arm in yours after she says like, you know, oh well, I'm sure that you'll keep me safe, and she like links her arm in yours. And
Yeah.
I think that at that point Marilla and
Yeah, Marilla would actually just shout like over the crowd. She's like, Farron, come.
Yeah, you guys, you know, and you probably see this through the legs of people, right? And I think that, yeah, you say that, and she takes her other hand, she waves, she's like, oh, Lady Fairheart! And she, like, Farron, before you can move over there, she, like, starts dragging you over there with her to go meet up with Marilla.
Brilliant. Okay.
Yeah, so
you get
she
there,
eventually
and then
meets
she
up with
realizes,
us.
you know, Arcadi's there as well.
Mhm.
And she gets there, she's like, Lady Fairheart, how are you? Have you
Yeah.
heard about the ruckus at the Church of Sigmar?
How is her reaction to me as I'm wearing armor and weapons, like armed to the teeth?
There's definitely a momentary pause of like up and down, and maybe like a crinkling of the nose slightly, but she's a lady, like she knows how to compose herself. And she greets you, and she looks at Arcadi, and she says, another friend of yours? And she looks at Farron.
Yes, he is a friend of mine, an ambassador of sorts.
Of sorts, yes.
Yeah, I think she looks down at you, and she says, an ambassador of where?
I am honored to be representative of Kislev.
That's very far from here. The journey
You
wasn't
have
too
no
much trouble,
idea.
was it?
It has unfortunately been some time since I returned home, but no,
Oh, that's
it's
so
it's always
sad.
very peaceful. It's always very peaceful traveling through Empire.
Oh, that's such a tragedy to be away from your home for so long. When do you plan on returning?
I'm sure not soon enough.
Yes. I wish my husband would return. He's been gone so long. And she
you did mention
she
that.
still linked arms with Farron, and she like rests her head on like his shoulder with like these sad eyes.
Yeah, and Marilla just looks at her and she's like, yes, you did mention that at the ball, didn't you? Or gathering, rather.
Yes, he never tells me where he's gonna go or for how long. He says it's always, oh well, the Count needs me to do this and the Count needs me to do that, but I need things too, you know?
Like what things?
She's like, well, how about a man around the house? The servants don't keep me occupied. All they do is, they don't talk. All they do is feed me and lay out my clothes. It's very
Have you
boring
gotten
and
to know-
drab.
Have you gotten to know your servant?
She's like, servants, plural. They're good people, but I fear as though they do not enjoy my company as much as folk as such as yourselves.
Why do you say that?
And she kind of looks around. She's like, well, they're my servants. They, even if I try to have a conversation, they do their jobs the best way they know how.
They are still people, though. They have their own minds and joys of their own lives. Have you not asked them about that?
She's like, oh, well, yes, of course. I try to, Layla, she's my handmaiden. I try to talk to her. In fact, I even once tried to hook her up with, Scullery Boy from the kitchens. But apparently that was, well, they were incompatible.
Perhaps that's not what she wanted.
Oh, but she said as much. She said she loved the way he looked and the way that he cleaned up the kitchen. In fact,
She
I
starts
caught her one
rolling her
time.
eyes as she starts going on.
I
and on
caught her
about
one
this.
time staring at him through a door. That's how I knew. That's how I knew she had a crush on him. But apparently he did not return the favor. He's a good scullery boy, though.
Well, as you say, you always need somebody you can have a casual chatting with every now and again. Why don't we set up a casual dinner sometime in the future, middle lady?
She nods excitedly, and she's like, "Oh, that would be wonderful. As I said, I don't have much to do these days with my husband gone, and with the children grown and gone, and the house as well. It's, well, again, maybe a party would be. I doubt that I could hold such a thing as fanciful as Lady Sylar's, but my estate is big enough to hold a few. Would you come?" And she looks at Farron.
Of course, if I was invited as such.
She's like, "Oh, yes, of course. And if you wouldn't mind bringing that wonderful instrument you play. If it wouldn't be too much trouble."
Theron, do you have instrument with you?
I'm sure you
yes.
Excellent. At this point, Arkady is getting worried that she's still going to be here when our fugitives arrive.
Yeah, it sure seems like that way.
So he's going to throw Farron under that cart and just say, perhaps, Farron, since you have no further responsibilities as far as our employment is concerned today, you would be so kind as to entertain Lady Marbleshade? Marbleshade.
Lady Shade.
I thought it was Lampshade.
Yeah, Marbleshade. No, you said Lampshade. I thought you were just joking. It's actually Marbleshade.
I couldn't hear you.
Yeah. I thought you were just making fun of her name.
I
mean, we are now, but
I thought you were stupid.
Right. Yeah. Got it.
I shoot Arkady a kind of daggered look.
You go to step on his foot and accidentally kick him halfway across the town. Yeah.
Yeah. I would.
Dude, I'm setting you up. What's
wrong? I would love to accompany the lady.
Would you, Farron? That would be wonderful.
Given dangerous streets at this time, it would be unreasonable for us to allow you to continue wandering unattended, no?
Farron did say he would take good care of me and protect me if the thieves came around.
Very thoroughly, I have no doubt. Farron, you will see Lady Shipwreck back to her home?
Of course. Come, milady.
Oh, yes. But I do need to make one stop, and that, fades off as they travel, together into some random direction. She's like, I do need to make one stop at this location. And they walk off.
They start walking off, Marilla just, gets a smirk up and, probably, looks behind, and she's like, Farron, do have a good time with the lady.
Remember Hannibal's advice.
Yeah, basically she's just dragging you by the arm at this point, Farron.
Yeah.
You're going to go on your own little mini adventure with her, I'm sure.
Brilliant. This is... Ends up sleeping with all of the royalty you've known.
Is that not, your character's drive?
Of course it is, but I'm just saying it's going to be very complicated. More so than...
Well, I mean, Marilla did just see you go off with her, but...
By the way, hold on.
He realizes that there are going to be children involved with this matter. That's the point.
I think we're all forgetting the fact that Jordan just played a horny old woman.
She's not honestly that old. She's late 20s, early 30s. Remember, people have kids really young in this world.
So you basically played a horny MILF.
Yeah. But people have kids real young in this world, right? Typically marriages are arranged at 16 and they start pumping out babies.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You just made it gross.
Sorry.
I mean...
I just made it realistic. Honestly, Marilla is the outlier, right? She's an oddity by not being married at this point. But that was because
Marilla's
she probably threatened
20.
to cut off a lot of people's heads.
Marilla's 20-something, right?
Or other head.
28.
I didn't specify which head. I knew exactly what I was doing there. Thanks.
Alright.
Yep.
It looks like I'm still
I don't think it's so much that. I think it's so much that men are afraid to actually marry her because she's stronger than most.
Sure.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, she's also very intimidating.
Yeah, bears are also afraid.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Literally
Oh
giant.
god, that was.
Literally giant demons wouldn't marry you because they would be afraid of you.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. So let's jump. After that being quote unquote handled, we jump back to Hannibal and Vi's Great Escape. That's .tm, by the way.
Yeah, while we're running, I'd like to make a point to Vi. By the way, I hate Chester right now. I just want you to know.
At this point, I think we agree on this.
So yeah, you guys are
it's
like,
a free action to abandon him.
Friendship blooms.
it's a free action to abandon. That is probably the greatest one ever. Whew, that's a good free action joke. Yeah, so I mean, basically they have at this point, right? Because like that they didn't notice Chester leaving, right? But you know, one could assume that if he wanted to get out, that would have been a good enough distraction too. But
Oh yeah, that's like rule number 1. See distraction.
Yeah.
Like that for our
yeah.
time.
So the two of you are running through and like ducking in places, and like maybe you have to jump into a room at one point, and there's like 2 acolytes like that like start to wake up, and you're just like shh, 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 shh.
I'd like to knock one out and take his clothes.
Well, you already have acolyte clothing.
Mine
Can
are
we
probably
just
ruined.
stop knocking people out? Let's just quietly leave.
No, these are ruined. Do you expect me to run around in tattered clothes? I knock one
Well,
out.
no, you never actually. I mean, so
I got hit by his greatsword.
hit points. It's a longsword, and hit
Oh,
points
yeah.
are extensive, right? Like
Yeah, you went over this. To me.
maybe you
Sorry.
got hit in the arm, or like you had to duck and twisted your ankle, or you popped your knee out of place.
So my robe still looks okay.
Yeah. You don't need anyone else's ropes.
Okay.
Yeah, or maybe like he didn't cut. He like accidentally hit you with the flat of his blade one of the times. Like until you actually go unconscious and are bleeding out, do you actually not take anything?
Okay.
Maybe he just wanted another set of acolyte clothes.
Yeah, I mean, if you want just set 2
No.
of acolyte clothes, sure.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, you're just like, shh, we're just checking on you, and they're like, they just mumble in their sleep and roll over and go back to sleep, and you guys duck back out again.
Now give me your clothes.
Right, yeah, now take all your clothes off. You guys run out, and you get into the Great Hall, and like at this point, you've got your hoods up, and you're walking kind of briskly paced, and you make it out the doors into the sunshine, and you have to cover your eyes, and I assume, Hannibal, you put your mask back on at this point.
Yeah.
Once you get outside, and Chester, you come out of the cloister entrance of the door, which leads back into the courtyard, and you can see like again anthill being kicked over. You duck and dodge and weave, and you look ostensibly like an acolyte, so you're pretty good.
And no one noticed that I'm wearing my normal clothes under the acolyte robes.
No, acolyte robes are pretty bulky. So maybe like as soon as you like jump out into the roadway, I mean, unless you want me to have someone notice, that's totally something you do.
Oh god, no.
Okay. Yeah, do you take off your acolyte clothes when you get onto the street?
I like duck away into a corner and like get rid of everything.
Shove them down.
I don't put on my hat. My hat is still gone.
You
I
shove
need a
them
new
like
one.
into a barrel of water somewhere and close it up.
Yep.
And, yeah. Cool. And you begin to make your way. You pull up your collar or whatever since you don't have a hat on, just to get a little bit more, and you vanish into the crowd. I think that Petrov and Morelli, you probably see Hannibal and Vi like come out of the church, and you see them like ducking around corners or whatever, and they look winded and a little beat up. There's probably like a bruise forming, like maybe you've got a black eye, or they wouldn't be able to see because you have a mask on. Never mind. Maybe you're like holding your shoulder or something, Hannibal, and like they look injured.
I look injured.
Well, you look. I mean, yeah, but you understand what I mean. Like they look like they've been in a scrap.
Yeah.
Chester's not with them, right?
No, Chester's not with.
Okay. And then they got back to us then.
They're
good.
like standing outside the gates, like looking for a signal or something.
Yeah, I would be looking around just to see where you guys were, see
Yeah,
if the coast
so
is
probably
clear,
like
that kind of
Morello
thing.
just like looks at Arcadi and she's like, "So, what is the signal again? Do we need to make one?"
What are we signaling?
She sighs and she lifts you up very easily and waves you around. in the air.
Hello!
Vi laughs her ass off and walks over towards them.
Yeah, Hannibal's not in a friendly mood right now, so he just walks over.
Yeah, I mean,
She puts you
given
down
that-
gently then. She's
Given
like,
that
"I
Arcady is
apologize,
being
I had to
waved in
come up
the
with
air,
something."
he's also raising his arms to wave them in the air,
Yeah.
so it's like a wave.
Like he just doesn't care.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
that doubled, yeah.
It's fantastic.
Mm.
Cool. So,
I mean,
so
I
the
feel like we were visible, but
so the four of
Yeah.
you link up, and not only have you not retrieved an individual, but you've also lost an individual in Farron.
Yep.
Yeah,
on the plus side, we know where Farron is.
Yeah, so
So,
here's the dealio, ladies and gents. Chester's gone. He's probably escaped, and he's an asshole.
Normal.
Oh, he survived.
Yeah, so I guess we're done.
I would hope so.
Oh,
If we have to
fortunate.
deal with anything more today.
Yeah, Puck's
I'd-
probably dead, so I'll just resummon that child spirit from beyond the grave.
She just shakes her head when you say that, and she's just like, very well. And she looks over at you, Vi, and she's like, do you know where Chester would go?
I have an idea. I think I need to go handle
Find
that.
him
And then I immediately
and bring him back.
disappear.
Yeah.
What buddy system?
That girl can handle
I
herself.
think I hear him say that, and I go over to whisper in Petrov's ear. I said, "Go screw your buddy system."
This is exactly what happened. Ah.
Petrov pinches the bridge of his nose so hard his nose breaks. That's basically what happens. So the three of you are left
Sounds
there while Vi goes to find Chester. And I assume that you guys head, like, where would you guys head? Like, the bungalow?
Yeah, before
Are-
she left, I would just say, meet back up at the state.
Home.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I would know
oh.
where that is, because I
Yeah,
actually was
you
there.
know.
So
Um,
Don't worry, Farron, we'll get to you. I haven't forgotten about you.
except I have no idea where this estate actually is.
Don't worry. You'll be fine.
I mean, hopefully while we were all hanging out outside, we might have told him.
Yeah, no,
Now, we'll
I assume
roll
that
up
you've
the
told
next
him.
character a while, because things may get heavy.
Yeah, so the
One
two
way
of
or
you,
another.
the three of you head to the bungalow, and Vi, you go to find Chester. Where do you go? Where do you think Chester is?
I think our go-to is graveyards. So I think that I would start searching for all the graveyards and see if I can find him.
Is that someplace that Chester would likely be?
Chester's totally just gone somewhere to get food for his bird.
God damn it.
So I think after maybe a few hours of searching, Vi would send him a message that says something along the lines of, come out, wherever you are.
Do you send a message back, Chester?
Because
You do receive it. It's not like you're not receiving it anymore.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say I'm heading back to the inn.
Okay. So you guys go meet at the Galleon and the Knoll. And so probably Chester, you'd get there first. So where would you be when Vi is like approaching? Like where would Chester go once he got to the inn and realized nobody else was there? First of all, and if you go up to the rooms, like all their stuff is gone as well.
I'm just gonna sit in the front and ask for like a nice drink and feed my bird.
So
It's
Vi,
a day without food.
you enter disguised and most likely invisible.
I would slide in across from him. Once I was seated, I would blink into view, but I would not say a word. I would just stare at him.
Sure.
Buddy system?
Oh, Chester, we are so past buddy system.
Oh, thank God, that was terrible. So-
Vi would grab the bird out of your hand.
The bird's probably not even in his hand, to be honest. It's probably
if it's
on the table.
wherever it is, I think she would grab it and just like hold it.
Chester checks to see if the bird is still okay.
I mean, the bird probably gives like a frightened like tweet, like. But then I mean, you're not like trying to squeeze the thing into oblivion, right, Vi?
No, I'm
You're
trying
just
to get his
hold it.
attention.
Yeah, no. But it's like sitting there, but she's probably holding it so it can't get away. She's restraining the bird, but it is not like its head hasn't exploded and sprayed viscera all over you.
Can I have the bird back, Vi? What?
Not until you agree to something.
Uh-oh. Yes?
I will give you this bird back if you agree to stop doing stupid shit that is going to get us all killed.
Well...
No. Simple yes or no.
Yeah. Sure. If Baron can give us our money back.
I think that Vi smiles when you say that, and she hands you the bird back and says, "Gosh, I really never thought I'd see the day you tried to steal from a church. Kudos on that one."
I was really close too, but Hannibal kind of stopped me. Like, the door was open. I opened the door, and it was all right there, and they were just like, "Nah, we're just gonna stand in front of you." So it would have worked.
Well, we'll have to try harder next time.
Agreed. Next time I'll have help. I'll make sure to tell you first.
That's all I ask.
Okay, I can do that. All right. I'll stick a little closer. As a little close. And thank you for using your spells on me so much. It saved my ass. Oh,
Yes, well, you saved my ass in the alley, so I guess we're even now.
Cool. Never thought that would happen. So, where's everyone else? They're all kind of gone.
I know where they are, but I think we might have a problem when you go back. So I think we need to come up with a plan that's not going to put me in front of all of them trying to kill you.
I'll just... I can take it. I'll pass out for a couple days. It'll be fine. We'll figure it out when we get there. They're gonna hit me anyway. We know it's coming.
Vi just nods. It's just long sigh.
Sure. Also, I mean, Chester doesn't have his hat either. Just FYI.
Yeah, it's gone. Very, very clearly gone. But yeah.
Okay, so you guys head over to the bungalow.
I do.
Whether or not
follows.
Chester follows, buddy system.
Would I
Buddy
have
system.
gotten a short rest in this time? Yeah. Would I have been able to do what I talked about?
It probably since your excursion, it probably has not been an hour yet.
Okay.
But yeah, probably before you get attacked. You'll probably definitely have some time at the bungalow before anything kills you. Unless I roll really well in my GM rolls, and then I just decide to send a dragon at you or something.
Hey, but we would probably kill it. Let's be honest.
I don't know. Vi's real low on spells, and so is Hannibal. So
Yeah, I have no spells right now.
But
Remember, I
we
like to
have
look at
the
it,
wonderful Thunder Maiden of Morello.
Yeah.
So
yeah, dragons on average have 400 hit points or something like that.
I could do 70 in a round. So
one round.
no, one round. But hey, that's one round. Then I can just hit it
It's neither here nor there.
with a giant.
So
pointy
now
nose.
everybody has a buddy, even Farron. So Farron, we get a montage of essentially you carrying a bunch of shit that she's buying, because y'all just go shopping, and there's literally just a montage, and the sun is starting to get low, and she's well, I guess it's time to go back You did say you would escort me home. I just had to make a quick stop over here, and like you literally are carrying like at the extent of your capacity.
I, of course, my lady. That was what I promised.
Yeah, and I think she goes. I think she says she's like, it's good. You're such a strong young lad. And she begins to like walk forward and head to her house, and you're going with her. And eventually you get there right as kind of like the sun is setting and the sky is kind of wrought with the orangish glow of sunset. And you get to her estate, and it's not a very large estate, but it does look like newer construction. It's not like the dwarven construction of some of the other buildings in the area. And and I think that she gets to the door, and a servant like apparently was watching for her to come home and opens it up, and she's like, well, come on, and you bring all the stuff in, and she's like, okay, you can put all that over here.
I place it all down.
Yeah, and then she goes, oh my goodness, you never even played for me yet.
Of course, my lady. How about a private session right now?
She's like, she claps her hand. She's like, oh, wonderful. Here, come into the parlor. I have a nice seating area there. We'll have Gustav. And you see like one of the servants like come up, and she's like, can you light the fire in the parlor? We're going to have a musical presentation from the great and wonderful Farron. And he just bows. He doesn't say anything. He just bows and goes to light a fire in the parlor. And yeah, she goes in, and there's like a seating like a padded bench that's in there, like a padded wooden bench. And she goes and she kind of lays out across it, like on her stomach with her feet like kicked up in the air, and she's watching the fire. And you enter, and she's like, what will you play me today, Farron?
Well, what would you like me to play, milady?
Oh, something beautiful.
I think I know exactly what you mean.
Okay. Cool. So you play, you pick a song from your vast selection. Roll a performance check. It's not hard to impress her, so we'll see. We'll see how well you actually do it. Perfect. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah,
you blow her fucking
certainly
mind.
Better than my performance at the last.
It is actually. Yeah, you rolled like a 14 or something at the.
Yeah, you rolled
or
terrible.
something. Yeah, you did really bad. But still better than a lot of those people had heard because you're Baron McKibe. So yeah, so she's, she begins to clap at the end of it, and I think that she, as a lady does, holds you there for some time, and I think we fade to black on that scene as you guys are, as she's making you play different songs, etc., etc. So we fade in on Petrov and Hannibal and Morella. You guys are at the bungalow, and I think there's like a knock at the door.
Has my thing succeeded?
It's been probably about an hour, yeah.
So Pucka is back with me?
Oh, you were gonna go recast that thing.
Yeah.
But you needed a spell slot. I gotcha.
No, I don't. I can perform it as a ritual.
Oh, okay. No, I got something for that. So let's go to that first.
Oh boy.
So do you like go into like you get to the bungalow and you like look around and you pick out a room or whatever, and you go and you do your ritual, and I think Puck does not appear, but there is another entity that appears. It's another sprite, but it is not Puck. And the entity looks at you, and it speaks in a voice that is clearly not its own. And it says, "What have you done with my gift?"
What are you talking about?
"The little loud one. Where is she?"
I thought she was dead, so I was resummoning her.
"She lies within the city still."
fuck me. Fine, I'll go get her.
She has been separated from your spell somehow. What have
Fuck
you
it.
done?
I didn't do shit. Alright? I'll go find her and do something about it. Alright?
You feel a pang in your chest, like a
Ow!
sharp pain.
Ow, bitch.
When you say that, you feel it again.
Ow, fucker.
You say that, you feel it again.
You son of a whore.
It's becoming almost unbearable now. Just, it's constant pain.
I won't give this up. I will not. Whore. Like everybody else can probably hear Hannibal outside
Yeah, so
yelling.
I think the other two of you like, maybe you're sitting in that sitting room, and you like look at each other and you hear Hannibal like screaming, clutching his chest, right? Do you run over there?
This is a quick question for you, Jackson. Would I have ever heard this before?
No, this is new.
I doubt it.
Then Morella would have walked over to your room and probably just barged the fuck in.
Yeah.
Like, just kick in, like, what the fuck is up type of deal. So.
Okay. What does she see?
Well, she sees you like probably writhing on the ground, clutching your chest.
I'm not gonna give this up. So you better stop before I do, bitch. I'll go find her, but I will not stop.
We'll say Hannibal's in this room over here.
Hannibal.
Yeah, so you burst into the room and he's clutching and like he's clearly in like a lot of pain.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
you know, I like rush over to him and I like kneel down. I'm like, Hannibal, are you alright? What is wrong?
Don't worry. This bitch. You still feel the pain?
Oh yeah, no, it's constant. It feels like you're just having a heart attack constantly.
I need to go back to the church.
You are in no condition to go back to the church yet.
I probably should immediately.
I think when you say that, like, the pain lessens.
Okay, yeah, I'm on the right track here. And I want to make this clear, this is not my idea. This is not my stupid idea.
Fine. Hannibal, deal with your problem. I need to deal with the others when they get back.
Alright, and then I go...
Do make sure you come back.
And then I think that the pain fades, like when you say like, oh, I'm gonna go there or whatever. But you hear a voice inside of your head, similar to how you and Puck communicate. But it says, "My name is Dane."
You know, I miss Puck already. You are... Who... You know what, fuck... Go away.
You dismiss him?
Yeah, no, I don't need you, asshole.
Yeah, he poofs out. He's technically your familiar. You can control him.
Yeah, no, fuck that. I don't want that near me.
Okay.
Hannibal only has one familiar, and though he may hate her, it is Puck. He will not have anyone else.
Mhm.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, Hannibal, as you're like gathering your things, I think we hear
Morella gets like helps you get up and things like that, and when she sees like you're able to stand on your own, she looks at Petrov and she like signals back downstairs. Hannibal's fine. He needs to deal with some problems.
Petrov has just been watching carefully from a distance, so he nods, possibly salutes or bows, and gets out of there because there's obviously something going on in that room that is better not to be involved in.
Right.
Yeah, I need to ask Chester a question or two.
Yeah, so I think that like as all of that concludes, we hear at the door. And the door, actually, I should mention, is over here. That's the staircase down to the cellars. The door is
I see.
here.
Okay. Yeah, so we walk
the
over
stairs
there.
that lead up to it, even though that's technically a bridge. Yeah, you walk up to it, and standing before you is, of course, the two individuals that you might assume that it is. It's Vian, Ryan Chester.
That's Hannibal and Arcady.
What the hell? That is not who I copied. What the hell?
They're doppelgangers.
Witchcraft.
Yeah. Doppelgangers.
Burn the
kill
heretics.
'em.
Burn the heretics.
That's actually a great idea. Thanks, Megan.
Damn it.
You're welcome.
Pace.
Come on, evil doppelgangers is always a thing.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, I assume Vi is standing in front of Chester.
Yes, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, and you probably see. So when they open
Look
the
at
door,
doppelgangers that look like Vi and Chester.
yeah. So they open the door. Like probably Morella like opens the door. And what does Vi and Chester? What do you guys look like when they open the door and the door opens and light spills out onto you?
I would just hold up both of my hands, like, to hold them back, and be like, all right, now I know we're gonna
Come
get
inside.
Shut up! Chester!
Okay.
I yell at Chester.
I turn back to Chester and I'm like, I tried.
Chester!
You just get out of the way. Chester, what do you do?
I just I walk in very proudly, my chest all like puffed out, my hands on my sides. What is it?
Chester, first off, I'm gonna fucking kill you when I get back. Second of all, did you hear a small ghost child in there? Did you see somebody get killed like a small fucking ghost child? Answer me, motherfucker!
They put up a stronger barrier and almost choked me to death. So the bitch is still in there.
Alright, how'd you get in the barrier in the first place?
I broke it with a knife. It's pretty easy.
Glad I know enough about barriers.
I mean, you know that he went about it the wrong way, and that's why he got into so much trouble.
It exploded.
But ostensibly, like, anyone can just... The way that the barrier works, or at least the way that has been explained, like, people can walk through it, but it's locked to certain magical effects. It clearly blocks magic, right? But you don't know a whole lot about it. It's a ritualistic form of magic that you could probably, like, research a little bit.
Actually, does Chester remember the saying that the knights used to walk him through it?
I think the real question of that is, does Jordan remember the saying that the knights used?
You never said it. So.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Maybe some
yeah.
particular prayer.
See, that's why I do everything like, a little bit vague, so I can go back and pretend like I knew it the whole time.
Right? Good stuff.
Yeah, no, it was like a portion of the Prayer of Sigmar. I do remember that much.
Okay, so I go ahead and tell Hannibal what I heard the knights say when they escorted me out.
Yep.
Alright, great. Now fucking move over. And then I rush past him harshly and walk out.
Right ahead.
Fuck off.
Love you, Hannibal.
Fuck
The
you!
murder
Sure, you
you
don't say
next
buddy
time.
system to him.
Murder!
Hannibal needs to deal with his own problems. I have
suspect
to deal
has
with
too
you
many
two
buddies
still.
already.
Farron is with, lady, what was her name again?
Marble Shade.
Marble Shade. Okay, I will remember that. Marble Shade.
Can I grab my acolyte clothing, or did I say I did that?
I assume you were still in it.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
would
never
have
really
changed.
changed.
I would have changed immediately after I gone now.
yeah, you guys would have changed and, like, kept it,
Yeah.
right? Like, Chester specifically disposed of his, but if you wanted to keep it, that's totally fine.
Yeah, no, I'm keeping it, and I put that back on before I left.
Yeah. So, as like we see, like all of us see like Hannibal leave, Morella then like her gaze turns towards both you and Vi and Chester, and she's like, "Come inside. We need to have a talk."
Does it involve fists and/or swords?
That depends. And I look over at Vi, but I don't say anything, and I'm like, just kind of give her like that knowing look, like, especially since the last time I tried to, you were very upset with that.
Oh yeah, Vi's totally giving you the stare down, like, we can talk. Talking's fine.
Yeah. So she just gestures for the two of you to like walk inside. Furthermore. So, as like eventually we all get to like probably just a hallway of sorts of things like that. She just looks at you twos with her hands on her hips, and she's like, "This needs to stop."
Sorry, don't want to interrupt this too much. What kind of serving staff were we left with in this house?
You did not receive any. There were people that like brought things over and made it livable for you.
Okay, but there's no one still around.
Correct. Yeah. No, unless you asked specifically for like Lady Sailor to
Yeah.
send you someone.
If I was
So
going
there's-
to make sure, I was going to clear them out if there were any.
Yeah. No. Yeah. They brought over like the tables and chairs and linens and that kind of stuff. But beyond that, they didn't do much of anything.
Yeah. So with knowing that, I would look at Arcady then, and I'd be like, "Arcady, are you good with food?"
Yeah, I've had to entertain diplomats once or twice.
Good with food.
Prepare a meal.
Arcady
not
definitely arches an eyebrow at you. It would be my pleasure, my lady.
Good with cooking food. Yada yada. That's what I meant. But she just simply nods and she's like, "Alright, I'll have a talk with these two then." She like waits for you to like leave to like go to like the kitchen or whatever.
Yes, well, give holler if there is any need.
I won't need you.
That's cold, man. That's cold.
Dismissed.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. I think that's like there's probably like a darker air that sets in like when she says that, right? Like, you know, maybe there's a from the audience perspective, we probably get like the little bit of fade to darkness that like kind of surrounds the whole scene, right? And yeah, Arcady.
I don't actually see anything that looks like a kitchen in here.
It's
but-
probably at the bottom, like down the staircase by where the cellars
Works for
and
me.
stuff are. Yeah,
Yeah. And
I had to make enough rooms for all of you.
and when we eventually when Arcady like starts leaving and things like that, Morello just kind of like gives like an exasperated sigh, and she's like, "Chester, what happened? Tell me everything."
All right, let's pause one quick moment.